Welcome everyone to Tech Tuesdays. Today we're going to be providing an introduction to Canva, a very exciting design tool. My name is Lisette Garcia. I'm a librarian here at Homestead Campus. Welcome everyone to the workshop. Okay, so to begin, we are going to take a look at the Get Started menu. We're going to see how to select a template. There are various ways to select a template. After that, we're going to take a look at the side panel and look to see what each of these tools can help you do. And then we're going to see the toolbar to see how we can manipulate our design. We'll take a look at that. And then after the toolbar, we'll see what the blue menu can help us accomplish. All right, so let me go ahead and exit here. 1 second. All right, so to begin, we should all go to canva.com. If you don't already have an account, you can create a new account free of charge. There is a pro account, but there are plenty of resources here that you can use with the free account. Okay, so to begin, we're looking at how to find templates. You can find a template by looking at the suggestions here at the bottom, right? You can see the templates that by clicking on the different icons here. You can also customize by size. So if you wanted a particular width and height or pixels or inches, you can select the information here, enter the information here, and find a template that fits that size. You can also look at the different templates up here, right? Those for photos and workshops and presentations. But I think my favorite tool is just to enter search terms in the search box. So for instance, here we are. Lisbeth, you mentioned, what did you say your major was?
Accounting.
Accounting. And what sort of documents would you wish to create using Canva?
Well, at least I don't work really related to accounting. I use it more for work, and for work we use it for like flyers to make announcements.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we can sample that. So you can do a flyer on social media or a flyer that's printed, and you know, in actual print, you can feature it at your work site. So you can create a poster or you can create a social media poster online, a digital poster. Okay, so we can enter poster, right? And we can see, would you like an infographic poster, and then different very featured posters here, but 18 by 24 or 24 by 18, we can click on that to see the different subjects here, right? The different topics here and the different featured poster templates. So there are so many, and you can scroll through these to, you know, let inspiration strike and see what you like, but you can always create your own by using the create a blank poster option. So for instance, Lisbeth, what would be an example of something that you needed? Like,
for example, we made a flyer saying that we were closed for spring break in the company that I work for.
Oh, okay. So maybe like hours of operation and things like that. So we can even say that, hours of operation, or right? Here we go. We are open. Today we are open. Today we are closed. Operation hours, right? So let's say, for instance, you see something you like, you click on it, all right? And you select customize this template. And then let's take a look at what we can do with the side panel. All right, so that was what we wanted to look at. So we saw that we can look for a template by using the menu at the top, the featured content at the bottom, or using the customized size. But my favorite, as I mentioned, was the search box. All right, next we're going to look at the side panel. We want to see how we can manipulate the templates or choose our own layouts, and then how this elements option lets you search for graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, frames, charts, tables, how you can upload your own content and then enter text. All right, so to begin, we've already selected this template, but if we changed our mind, we can always take a look at other templates that we can use. And we can look at what's featured, or we can, again, use the search box to see what is available. So for instance, if we changed our mind and we wanted to use this one instead, sorry, we're closed, or this one like that. But if you change your mind, you can always click the back, the undo, Control Z, and come back to the original one. So that was pretty straightforward. If you prefer, you can add another page like that and click on styles, right? Actually, that one's not available now, but we can create our own. We don't have to follow the templates. Okay, we can use the little trash icon here to delete the page. All right, so that's pretty straightforward for designs. How are we feeling, Usher? Were you able to create an account? Great, great. All right, so let's take a look at the elements. This one's a fun one. The elements lets you get pictures, graphics, stickers, video, sounds, charts, audio, music, so many things. All right, so we can, for instance, I'll create a new page here. These lines and shapes, you can add, lines here, shapes, right? And if you see the shape, you can change the color up here, right, to any color. And we'll go over it in a minute, because you can also select absolutely any color by you entering a hex code, but I'll show you in a minute. But, graphics, and you can manipulate them by changing the size. You can rotate them. Okay. You can also select the alignment. So move it around the page and select, maybe I want this one to the back of this square or not. All right. Stickers as well, right? We can add stickers, photos, videos, all sorts of things. We can always use the search box to find elements. So for instance, I'm going to put in accounting, right? And let's say I like this photo, I can always drag it and bring it in to the pictures, so that instead of the restaurant photo, you see a photo that is related to the job site, right? Right, we can drag and drop. If we decide to use our own photo, we can always upload it. You can click on upload and upload the file from your computer. So if you see something that you have already, or something on Google, and you want to upload that, you can click on upload and upload your files. The text here, you can easily manipulate, by just double clicking and changing, right? By double clicking and changing the content there, you can manipulate that. You can always change the size. You can change the font up here on the left. All right. You can also add videos, and it works the same as the image. So here's one suggested video, but you can always say, see all to find different videos. Okay, and this would be more if you're going to use this as a digital advertisement, because of course it won't print this way you'll have a still shot when you print it, if you print it. All right, so let's go back to elements. What do you think so far, Lisbeth?
I think it's great.
Awesome. You can also add, like, let's say this was going to be a digital advertisement using your social media. You were advertising that the location was closed. You can add audio, right? And you can hear. Right? So you have the audio here, and you can see all to see other audio. You can also upload your own audio. Just make sure you're following, copyright guidelines. I see we have a new student. Hi, Laura. Welcome to the workshop on Canva.
Wait, Lisa, can you
Hi.
explain a little bit more about what you mean by copyright guidelines?
Yeah, so you have to make sure, for instance, I can't go online and download like a Rihanna song and then upload it and then just use the whole content on social media because I don't own the rights. So you have to make sure that whatever music or content you use is permissible. So, you're not infringing copyright law.
And sometimes is stuff in the public domain.
Yes, yes. Hi, Laura. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Excellent. What's your major, Laura?
I'm actually a medical coding student.
Cool. Have you used Canva before?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never used it.
Okay, just to catch you up really quick, if you go to canva.com, you can create an account. I'll put that in the chat box. All right. And then we already covered how to find a template. It's very easy. You just look at the featured content here. Look at the little icon. So like, let's say you wanted to create a post for social media, or you wanted to, if you click on social media, it'll say, do you want an Instagram post? Do you want a Facebook post, WhatsApp, Facebook cover, TikTok video, lots of different templates based on the social media site. And then you have like presentations. Is it a talking presentation? Is it, what type of presentation is it? Is it a 4x3 or, different sizes? And then documents like, if you want more, you can click on more and you can see things like posters, infographics, all right, photo collages, desktop wallpapers, different sources here, different posters. Here we go. Reports. Okay, this one's really cool. And you can also customize a template yourself by clicking on custom size and run a search to find a template that fits the size that you're looking for. But my favorite way of finding a template is just to use the search box here. So if I wanted something to do with St. Patrick's Day, I can just enter that and see what's available, right? Just to like spark interest and get inspired.
Okay, cool.
And then now we're looking at what we do with the menu, the side panel here. The first one that says design is how you choose the design, right? So once you select the design to manipulate, you can always change your mind and select a different design if it's not working out. If you want to, you can scroll through the options here, but you can always use the search box again to find something. So we were talking about an instance when we needed a flyer to say that a business was closed or the business hours. So for instance, if I said we are closed, we can see the different templates that say specifically that. And then we can just manipulate it, right? And change the hours. So March 22nd, 2023 till 1st. And then if it doesn't fit, you can always stretch it, right? And then drag it. Change the hours here. So So that's pretty much what we can do with the design here. And then elements, we can also change the colors, right? So the elements is a really fun tool. You can look for, you know, add lines or things like that. These are great if you wanted to, you know, let the text stand out some more, and then use this white menu up here to change the position. So this can go to the back, right? And then just move it around until you're satisfied with it. But if you change your mind and you liked it better the other way, you can undo, right? But those are the lines and the shapes. You can also look at graphics, adding graphics. If you can always manipulate the graphics, smaller, larger, changing the position here to the back or to the front, undo, right? Stickers of all sorts, so many stickers, so much fun. Photos, videos. For videos and photos, you can just drag and drop it into the existing box. And like we were talking about, this is more for like digital advertisements. You can also add music, right? Just look at the available audio that's there and then drag it. If you want to preview it, you can click on the play button up here. And you can also tell it how long to play for. So this is playing for 2 minutes and 14 seconds, but you can change that. All right. All right. Oh, you can also upload your own content here. Where it says upload, you can upload your own files, which are either photos or videos or audio. Okay, what else? Let's see. Oh, okay. So if you wanted to, you can also use the search box up here. So let's say accounting. This was for an accounting firm. You can put in a search box to see photos or videos that have to do with that, and I can change my background. So now instead of being a coffee shop, it will be something to do with the business that we're talking about. You can also change the color. So now that the flyer is more blues and yellows, we can change this brown to the colors from this photo. And notice how it gives you recommendations. Like if you want the blue that exists here in this photo, you can click like that, or darker brown, right? And you can move it around. Sorry. Okay, another really cool function here or option here are these charts. So if you wanted to include a pie chart or an infographic, let's say you're saying 4 out of 5 patients prefer this or that, right? You're doing some medical flyer. So you can click on the pictograph, you can select the item. So for instance, you can select, let's say children, right?
Hold on, Lisette. Actually, I was gonna ask, Lisbeth, what kind of industry do you work in? You said you were doing something for your job. You don't have to tell me exactly, just like the general, is it like accounting or medicine?
Well, right now I'm working at a doctor's office.
Okay, so Lisette, maybe look for something like with a medical theme.
Okay, how about let's see.
Oh, there's the little cross with the briefcase in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's say instead of 10 items, you wanted to do 5 items, right? And then of these 5 items, you have to tell them, you know, which color should be what. So fill items, let's say 2 out of 5, right? 2 out of 5, you can tell it the spacing. Okay, and then you can tell it the color. Let's say I don't like this blue, I can change it to a different color, or I can make it red, right? I can also change this dark gray into something lighter or like that. And then I can also add text, right? So let's say I wanted to explain my pictograph. I can go here to text and I can add just text, right? Something like 20% of patients something, right? You can continue that, but that's a really cool one. Let's take a look at, for instance, this one. So this dial radial, you can say, for instance, 87%. You can tell it the line weight. You can say, please show me the percentage label. You can round the endpoints and not let it be squared. You can also change the colors. So 80%, and then again, you can add text by either going back to the text, or if I like this already because I formatted the font and the size, I can duplicate it by clicking on it and then clicking on the little duplicate option, which is this little square with a little plus. But if you hover over it, it tells you what it is. All right, and then I can just drag it down here and say, you know, number of patients, or explain my 87%, right? So, right. And then I can change it around. I can also select the items to group them, right? And to move them around. So like, I can say, I want this in the middle, right? This item in the middle, or I want it in the center, and you can move it around. All right, let's see what else here. How are we doing on time? We're good. Okay, you can also, this is another, you can also do a bar chart or a line graph. And this is great. You can include, let's say you don't want so many items. You can delete some of these rows. Let's just have, let's have two. Okay. All right. So here we have it. Item 1 only has, okay. All right. So this is a double bar graph, but if you wanted it to be single bar graph, you can delete the column and then it'll be simple like that. You can change the color, as we said. You can also upload your data from here. You can change the type of bar graph by selecting the drop-down menu. Let's say instead you wanted it to be a line graph or a pie chart. You know, you can change it from here. But let's go back to the bar, the simple bar graph. So let's say you were talking about statistics for months. So January, February, and March. Number of customers that you helped or something, right? Let's say you had 50 customers in January, 55 in February, 68 in March, or something like that. Or you can change them around. You can also change, like show the labels, show the legend, and change the information here. What do we think about using graphs? Do we like this feature? And once we create it, we can change it. Like that. You may like the look of this better, right? All right, so that covers graphs, lines, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio. You can also include a table. So we can use a table here, for instance, this one, right? So we can say January, and then change the size by using the plus signs, or just selecting the number, entering the number, or using the numbers from the drop down, or changing the font. You can enter a font to search for it, or you can just try what's there. You can also look at them by style. So these are all the corporate fonts. You can also see handwriting fonts, headings fonts, paragraph, rounded fonts, elegant fonts, cool fonts. Okay. And then this was the season and 14. We can drag these around. Okay, change it. 14. And then we can enter information here, right? It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can manipulate it. You can change the position, right? Remember here, position, make it, put it in the center, put it in the middle. You can change the colors up here. Let's say this one is this particular color, something like that, or not. So if you wanted a different color that's not here, you can always click on this add new color and use the gradient here to find a color that you like. And you can also enter a hex code. So how many of you know what that is? Are you familiar with hex codes?
No.
All right, so you can Google that and you can find a color that you like, right? And once you mix the color, once you find the color, this is the code that you can enter in here. Although essentially, you know, it's the same idea because you also have the box here that can help you find one. You can also use the dropper add-on and select, you know, you can pick a color from a website. Like, let's say I wanted to match it to this purple up here. It'll give me what that color is. And this is the dropper, the eyedropper that you can download. You can add it to your Google Chrome. How are we doing so far? Laura, Lisbeth, Usher?
Doing okay. Looks interesting.
Great. Let me show you other features. Look, another one that's really awesome are these frames. You can add a frame, a circle, or a laptop, right? A phone. And then all you have to do is find photos and drop them in there. So you can look at the elements here and I don't know, like medical coding, right? See the photos here, and then you can drag it in. Drag the photos, right? You can also click on it if you want the whole photo instead of dragging it. Let's see. So those are your frames. The grids function very much like the frames. You look at the grids. This is more like for collages that you can create. Here are collections of stickers. And now we did cover the upload. If you have a picture that you want to upload from your desktop, you can do so by clicking on upload files and selecting the file that you want, and then it'll appear here, right? These are the files that I've already uploaded. So for instance, I've uploaded the picture of this cat. I can drag it into the flyer.
Circulate first review.
Adrienne, you had a question?
Oh, that's okay. Just if you have a separate question.
No. Okay. So you can also record yourself. You can upload a recording from your phone, or you can record yourself. You click on record and, you know, go ahead and do that and save it and edit. So I'm going to exit that. Any questions about uploading anything? All right. The text feature we already saw. All you have to do is click on that, and then you can say just add a text box that's generic, or you can say add a heading, right? And it'll give you the standard size of the heading, or just, you know, fun text. You can also do that. And to edit, you just double click and start typing. Okay. There's so many fun options here. Right. All right, so that was the side panel. We looked at the templates, layouts, we looked at graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio, frames, charts and tables, how to upload your content and record, and we also looked at text. There are other icons there that you can explore, but just to keep on task, let's take a look again at the toolbar, the top portion. So let's go back here. Let's do something. Actually, you said, Usher, you said you were in computer programming? Yes. What sort of document were you looking to create with Canva? So let's say he wanted to create a presentation, right? Let's say he wanted to create a presentation. He can click on that. Customize the template. This is actually a video presentation that he could upload, and others could take a look at their own pace. So here again, you can change the wording, right? Intro to computer programming. Okay, you can adjust the size so that the text fits. You can change the colors. Right? Right. Like that. Or undo. You can also look for the elements and look for a specific image using the search box. Right? And I can drag an image into the space. I can also double click and slide the image so that the desired portion is visible in the frame. Okay, and then I can add another page here. I can go to the design and see what else I can include. For instance, something like this. I can change the colors to match what I've already created. Something like that, or like that. Right? And then you can change this information here. Right? If it doesn't look great, you can move it around. All right? Something like that. You can say, for instance, Usher and then adjust the length, right? You can also change the image. So something like that, or this. Or move things around. Or delete things. All right. And all right, so we were looking at this portion up here. You can animate it, right? Animate it. If you're doing like a slideshow or a video, you can see how the slides come in. Simple, sleek, fun, party, disco, corporate, chill. And there are so many, okay? You can animate just the exit portion or as you enter, or both. Apply to all the pages. You can tell it how long a portion is going to play. So for instance, this intro is playing for 5 seconds, but I can tell it to last 5 seconds. Both pages should last 5 seconds, and then it changes that. You can change the font, the size. You can tell it to be underlined, to be italicized, to be bolded, uppercase, lowercase, left justified, centered. The alignment can be changed here, right? You can change the list format, numbers, bullets. You can also change the spacing. This is a useful one. If you click on that, if you realize that these words are too squished together, you can use the spacing to move the letters and also move the lines. Okay. And now there's more space between the lines. You can also add an effect. So add a shadow, lifted, okay, add a neon background, and manipulate all of this. You can curve the words if you'd like, or undo if you've gone too far. And then you can also animate these, have a particular portion, add an animation to a particular portion. You have a position again, if you want to place the item in the middle, in the center, left, right, bottom, right. I can undo that as well. I can also layer them, right? Make sure this is behind or up front. And then add a transparency. So fix the transparency there. Okay. So we looked at how to manipulate the font and the size, the color, using the little color option here. And you can always change the color using what's there, using, you know, recommendations from the photos you've included, but also including your own color with a hex code, or just using this gradient here, this option here. We saw how to make an item bold, a letter bold, italicized, underlined, uppercase, lowercase, the alignment, bullets or numbered list, spacing effects and animation, the position and the layering, and the transparency. Let's look at the blue menu now. All right. But before we do that, questions so far? Usher, Lisbeth, Laura?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. So this blue menu on the top is your home. You can go to the home page, right? Which contains all of the templates again, but also your documents, the items that you've worked on before. Here's our flyer, right? Our work clothes flyer, the Canva presentation I'm using today, and then this particular document or video presentation that we were manipulating. We can also use this file menu to make a copy of it. So for instance, if someone shares a document with you and you don't want to change anything there, you can create your own copy and then manipulate it. So you can create a copy of it and call it something different. You can change the name up here. All right. You can also download it. So this can be downloaded as an MP4 video or as a GIF if you wanted to have movement. But if you don't care about the movement, you can also download it as a PDF or just as individual pictures. This would be one picture, this would be another picture. So JPEG or PNG for pictures, PDF, standard in print for print documents, and then for movement, it would be the video files and the GIF files. The graphic file. You can also resize it. So let's say you decided that this was the wrong length and height. You can change it from a 16:9 presentation to a 4:3. And all you have to do is click on that and then copy, resize, or resize it. So resize this particular document or make a copy with the new size. We have already used the undo and redo, and then all of the changes that you make are automatically saved. But if you feel better, you can always click on File and then click Save. We can also invite people to help us with this document. So I can click on the plus menu. I can see that I'm working on it here, but I can add a person. So if I wanted to invite Usher or Lisbeth or Laura, I can just enter their email address. So I can say Lisbeth .cruz 001. I'm just entering a sample email, and then if I send it to them, I can tell them, hey, what do you think of this document? Or can you help me add a couple of slides? This is when you're working in groups. You can also add a comment and say something like, and you can say hey, Robert, this is someone I worked on a project with. What do you think? What do you think? And you can tell it, give them editing rights, and they can comment, they can edit, and say, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. So you can say, hey, Robert, what do you think of this picture? And they can say, yes, it's great, or no, I have a better one, and send them. I don't want to do it because he will receive the message, and that's not what we want to do. So definitely you can share, you can add people to this document and have them help you create it. You can also see the insights for the document when you have shared it and see how many people have viewed it. This right here tells you how long the document is. You can download it, right? You can download it as an MP4 video, a GIF, or just a regular print document. Another thing that you can do is connect your social media or connect your other accounts to Canva and share it on Instagram, on TikTok, directly there if you wanted to. You can also share it to your Google Drive, create a PowerPoint presentation as opposed to this Canva document. You can also email it. There's so many sharing options here, really. Okay, lots and lots of sharing options. All right, so this blue button, to recap, can help you save your design, make a copy, download your design, resize it, undo, right? Undo, provide the insights, how many people have viewed the document, help you present. We didn't see that. Okay, to present, you can usually, let's see, for instance, this one. All right, you can see how long it's playing. You can share it. To present, you can maximize down here. Enter full screen. Instead of that, sometimes it has a an option up here to present when the template is for a presentation, it'll have that present option up here. So if you click present, you can say, I want to present a full screen. I want to present and record. And actually, as a presenter, you can, if you have two screens, you can add notes to your presentation while you're presenting. That'll appear for you, but then the person who sees when you're sharing your screen, they will only see what's intended for them, which is the presentation. Thank you, Adrian. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, so you can click on present and it'll maximize. I don't know if I click on present, this is what the presenter view looks like. This is the preview. You have the preview of the presentation here, and then you have your notes on the right, and then you can see what's coming next. All right. You can also record and have autoplay. All right, so we also saw how to share a design. The last thing I wanted to show you is that here on Canva, on the main page, you have an option to learn more by clicking on the design school. Lots and lots of tutorials that you can explore. I'll place that in the chat box. So getting started, you know, creating videos, creating documents, designing with Canva. These will go into more detail about the topics that we covered here and more. So definitely know that this exists. All right, everyone. Let me come back here. How do we feel? Usher, Lisbeth, Lara, was that helpful?
Yes, it was.
Do you have any questions?
No questions, but yeah, Canva seems really cool. I didn't realize there was so much you could do with it. And the interface is really easy. It seems like easy to use. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. It's very intuitive. Honestly, you can learn by just clicking around and, you know, trial and error, clicking on something, undoing. It's very easy. I'm so glad that you found it helpful and that you liked it. I'm dropping in a link to the survey for today's a brief workshop. Let me know what you think, and hopefully we'll see you at the next Tech Tuesday. Thank you, everyone. I'll stop the recording now.